So how would you describe fish market today?
I think the whitefish market has been quite difficult, and mainly it's because many of the markets that we are focusing on have had difficulties sort of their economies, and given the quality of the products that we are providing, we are often at the level where people are cutting down on the absolute highest quality due to economic recession. So it fluctuates very much with the economy in our largest markets.
So December 2013 and January 2014 showed extremely high prices for salmon. And now we see the drop. There was a big drop in March. Now there is a little raise, but in the prices, but not dramatic raise. How would you comment on that?
Well, I think it's what has been in a way disappointing for the whitefish industry as a whole is obviously to see the significant difference in the prices of salmon versus or farmed animals, farmed fish, in comparison with our whitefish. There's a significant difference. At the worst periods, we saw the kilo price of salmon being nearly 3 times as high as the kilogram of the whitefish, the cod. So this is obviously has been interesting to see as we're providing the world with a sustainable, natural, traceable product while the other is farmed. So, but we have to realize as well that the whitefish doesn't have the global reach which the salmon has. But partly that is because of successful marketing campaigns by the farming countries. So we can learn from them, surely.
So what you're saying is whitefish is undervalued and there's a great potential for price growth on the whitefish market.
I'm absolutely sure there's a potential there, especially with nations that are treating the fish in such a manner that when it's on the table with the consumer, at the consumer's table, it's really a high quality product.
I see. So there's a lot of talk about fish scarcity, especially fish in the oceans. How do you see that being developed in the future?
I think we're going to be continuing to see and hear about the scarcity. What I'm more worried about is that we are not utilizing the fish as much as we can. We are still with large parts of the catch, the cod catch, throwing it back into the sea. Not whole, but the cod heads, the intestines and all that. And this means that we might actually be talking about maybe around 500,000 to 600,000 tons only in the Barents Sea region and the northern Atlantic area, which is thrown back into sea. 500,000 tons.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and
that's
sometimes
a lot of fish waste.
Exactly, and I think in many ways we should be focusing on that rather than saying always we need more catch. We need to focus on that, and Iceland has been in the forefront in the world in this, and we believe that this model of ours can be duplicated so that we might actually say, well, what we're catching can be much more beneficial to the economy than we are using it now for.
So when we consume a cow or a pig, we consume it head to toes and bones to the skin, everything, 100% the product is being consumed. So your processes, your research, does it help consume the same way fish?
We are doing it in Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
We are now estimating that nearly 80% of the fish is being utilized on average from the Icelandic side. Our studies indicate that most of the countries that we're comparing ourselves with are around 50%. The difference lies partly in the fact that some nations have a long way to go to catch the fish, but also in the fact that there's just no culture for fully utilizing the fish. And we've been somehow successful in bringing this culture to Iceland, meaning that we're utilizing nearly all cod heads and fish and whitefish heads, drying them and selling to various countries, mostly to Africa,
Bones, skin as well?
We're selling bones as well to the African nations. We're also now using the intestines for cosmetics. We are utilizing the skin for various products, so there's a significant interest in the skin, both as fish leather, as animal feed, and for collagen as well, which is a growing industry now. So we are seeing such huge potentials with this magnificent animal, which the cod is, I believe.
Yes.
And partly it's for us, it's just respecting this fish, which has obviously been our life for a very, very long time. So I think that's partly what it is. Icelanders just have not been able to look upon fisheries as a side product, side business. It's really the core of the Icelandic economy, and we're through that, I think, doing it better. But this model can be duplicated to other countries, I'm sure.
So basically you're saying that this model helps us reduce fish scarcity in natural habitat of the fish.
Exactly.
I see. So where do you see investment potential in whitefish market for investors? Salmon as a red fish is overheated, but as we just said, whitefish is undervalued. So there is a lot of potential for investment.
I think what should be interesting for investors is to hook up with people that are doing interesting things with the full utilization of the fish, creating protein, creating collagen, creating enzymes, etc. These are products that are going to be valued more and more as time goes by. So I think these would be the areas. The biotech companies, many small, some of the full utilization companies. We are also seeing a huge potential in the tech companies that are coming with all kinds of technology and software for the processing. I don't see it in the fisheries themselves. There's a lot of investments needed there to increase the efficiency, but these are often companies that are not like in the Icelandic companies. You can't invest in the fisheries themselves, but you can, as a foreign investor, invest in all the bycatch utilization.
As we were talking about investments in the fish market, in Atlantic fish, and efficiency of this market, in 1981, the catch of the fish was 3 times higher than in 2011, as I understand. But the efficiency in terms of revenues and returns of the industry were 100% higher. How would you comment on that, and where do you see the trend going?
I think there are quite many explanations for this. One is obviously that we see the efficiency gains in the whole industry. We see also changes from frozen fish over to fresh fish, which is a significant change. We see also a significant gain from the utilization of the liver, the rest stuff. So these are all gains that we're seeing in the industry, and I think we have significant potential to do further with the efficiency and to do better with the prices, not only for the fillets, but also for the rest of the fish, which is underutilized in most countries, but has huge potentials with the proteins and the collagens and all the other good things that the cod brings.